welcome to Kenyan Baby Mama. So anyway, during the video that I posted last week, I had said that today we're going to talk about dowry, but because of demand, I've had a lot of people sending me messages and asking me to just address the issue of dating, and dating in the sense of when you're dating as a single parent, what happens if your children are not ready to make the transition with you. So you've been dating and now you feel like maybe it's time to take the next step. Maybe you want to move in together, or if you don't want to move in together, maybe you want to get married, but your children are like, we ain't ready for this, mom. We're not ready to have this person, or we're not ready to make that transition with you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so the first thing, so I've done a lot of research. I've talked to, I emailed with one of the very best family therapists out there. His name is Dr. Lani Nadig. I'm going to share there's and one of the blogs that I got a lot of information from, and also I'm going to share the contact details of Dr. Nadig there, so that in case you're interested and you want to talk to him further, he said he's open. You can send him an email, he'll respond. Time difference might be an issue if you're emailing from Kenya, but he generally responds to emails, and he's been very helpful during this research period. So one thing that I have to start with is, if you have children and you are ready to get married or move in with your partner, you have to consider how your children feel about it. Now, as adults, we should have the right to decide when, who, and at what point to move on in a relationship. But when you have children, you just can't make those decisions without considering them. Because think about it this way. When you get married and you're living in as now a family setup, your child's life is going to be affected by that transition, as much as your life will also be affected. So you cannot behave as if they are just non-participants in that whole situation. As much as they're not the ones dating that person and they're not the ones getting married to them, their involvement in that decision making is very pivotal if you hope to continue raising them as happy, healthy, productive members of society. The most important thing is to communicate with your child or children. You need to reassure them that this person that I am moving in with or getting married to is not coming to take your place, is not coming to take your place as my child, whom I love, whom I adore. And they're not coming to take the place of the other parent, especially if you're in a co-parenting kind of situation. They need to know, like for myself, I still do that. I still reassure her, like this person is not your dad, and they're not here to take the place of your dad. And the relationship that you have with them is independent from the relationship that you have with your father. And there's no pressure. There's no pressure to feel like you have to act a certain way because of them. No, just be yourself. This is your home. I am your mother. That's not going to change. Your father is your father. That's not going to change. So you should never feel like you need to now become this other person because of who this other person that has come in our lives. And so communication, children, some may take longer to accept, some may never accept, but the most important thing is to reassure them and reaffirm their positions in your life. Because a lot of the times children, my daughter actually once told me that she's just scared that she's going to lose me. It had nothing to do with him. She had no issues with him. In fact, she likes him a lot, but it was that thing of if he becomes more permanent in our lives, she's going to give him all the attention. Don't lie to them. Sometimes parents pretend or lie to their children that this person is no longer in the picture, and then you start seeing them in secret. And let me tell you, they will find out. Children are very intuitive. So don't lie to your children. And then also when you lie, what happens when that partner or that person you're dating proposes to you? How long are you going to keep dragging because you don't want your child to know the truth? And then you see now when it happens at once, the kids will become even more disoriented, and they'll feel like you did not value how that move or how that decision is going to impact their lives. So that's one thing. And then Also consider, if you're dating someone that has children, how do you feel if you don't have kids yourself? How do you feel about his or her children? Because if you don't like, say you don't like, you never wanted to have kids, and or maybe you just don't like his kids or her kids, maybe they are not well mannered, maybe they are too abrasive, maybe their personalities clash with yours and your child's. If that is the case, then please put the brakes on when it comes to making the decision about getting married or moving in together. Especially if your partner, the one whose children you have issues with, is the primary caregiver. You see, if they live, say, with their mother and they only go to him every other weekend, you might get away with not liking them so much because they're not going to be in your face constantly. But if he's moving in with you and with the children at the same time, it means that they're going to be in your life throughout. And if you don't like them, if there are fundamental issues that you have about maybe their discipline, their upbringing or something, then it's going to be very hard on you. And it's going to cause a strain, not just on your relationship with the children, but on your relationship with your partner as well. And then, if you don't have children and you're dating someone that has children, consider how being a step parent is going to affect your life. Now, when you're single and you don't have kids, there's a lot of things that you might want. Your personal life is, you decide what you want to do, when, late nights, all that. As a step parent, that is going to change. You're going to lose part of not who you are, but part of the things that you do, because now the dynamics have changed. Now you are a parent. All of a sudden, you are a parent, and there are things that are expected of you. You're expected home at a certain time. You're expected to engage in family activities that you are not used to engaging in. How do you feel about getting out of your comfort zone to adapt into this new role that you did not rehearse into, or that just, it came with being with this person that you love and want to be with? So consider that. And if you're honestly not ready for that step or that change, then maybe moving in or getting married is not what you need to do at this moment. Also consider the co-parenting relationship that the person that you're dating who has children has with the ex. Because ideally, when you're dating somebody, the last thing you want them to do is to be talking with their ex every other week or every other day. But when you have children with somebody and they're the father or the mother of that children, there will be regular interaction. There will be interaction between the two of them. We have to talk about children. Sometimes we have to be in the same space because it's sports day and we both want to be there for our children. So if you're those people that get insecure about your partner having a relationship with the other ex, and this is not the kind of relationship that should make you insecure, but if you're the kind of person who gets uncomfortable because she has called and there was an emergency and he needs to meet them in hospital at 11 p.m. and you're thinking, why is she calling at night? Why can't they wake up in the morning? Oh my dear, that relationship is not for you. You're not ready to be in that blended situation, because our exes will always be part of our lives because we have children with them. The last thing that we need to talk about is, can you deal with not always being number one? Actually, can you deal with not being number one? This is the thing that most people might not realize. When you're dating somebody that has children, the children will always come first. You know how they say blood is thicker than water? It's for real. If you cannot accept that his children or her children will always come first, then you probably are not ready to be dating someone that has children, and you're definitely not ready to be making that leap to marriage or moving in. Yes, that is the truth. So thank you for watching. If you have not, please like, please subscribe, please share, comment, and feel free to inbox, and let's have this conversation, and let me know what you'd like us to talk about next week. I thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week until we catch up again next week. Namaste.